2 Kings chapter 3. Jehoram over Israel wrought evil. Moab rebelled against the king of Israel. Israel said to Judah, "Wilt thou go with me against Moab to battle?" He said, "I will." Jehoshaphat said, "Is there a prophet? Here's Elisha." Elisha said, "What have I to do with thee?" I circled verses 15 through 17 and 21. And it says, The Israelites rose up and smote the Moabites so that they fled. Moab saw that the battle was too sore for him. He took his eldest son and offered him for a burnt offering. They cried a certain woman unto Elisha, "The creditor is come to take my 2 sons." And she said, Thine handmaid had not anything in the house save a pot of oil. And I circled verse 3. Pour out into all those vessels and set aside that which is full. Go sell the oil, live of the rest. She got infinite oil. A great woman constrained him to eat bread as often as he passed by. She said unto her husband, I perceive that this is an holy man of God. Gehazi answered, Verily she hath no child, Elisha. He said, Thou shalt embrace a son. She said, Nay, my lord, thou man of God, do not lie unto thine handmaid. And the woman conceived, and the child fell on a day. He said, My head. He sat on her knees, and then he died. 22 I circled, 24 I circled. She went in and came unto the man of God. Did I not say, Do not deceive me? Elisha went in, and the child opened his eyes. He said, Take up thy son. There was a dearth. I circled verse 40 and 41. There came a man and brought the man of God bread and corn. And he set it before them, and they did eat. Naaman, a mighty man of valor, but was a leper. The Syrians had brought away captive a little maid. She said, The prophet that is in Samaria, he would recover him of his leprosy. The king of Syria said, Go. Ye shall know that there is a prophet in Israel. Elisha sent a messenger, saying, Go and wash the Jordan 7 times, and be clean. Naaman was wroth. Surely he come out to me, and recover the leper. Are not the rivers of Damascus better than all the waters of Israel? So he went away in a rage. His servants said, If the prophet had ability to do some great thing, wouldst thou not have done it? How much rather then wash and be clean? Then he dipped himself 7 times in Jordan, and he was clean. He returned unto the man of God. He said, Now I know that there is a God in Israel. He urged him to take reward, but he refused. Gehazi, the servant of Elijah, said, Behold, my master has spared Naaman the Syrian in not receiving, but I will run after him and take somewhat of him. All is well. Give, I pray thee, a talent of silver and 2 changes of garments. Naaman said, Take 2. And he took them, and went in. Elijah said, Where comest thou, Gehazi? Thy servant with no wither. The leprosy of Naaman shall keep unto thee forever. An axe head fell into the water. The man of God cast a stick, and the iron did swim. Syria warred against Israel, saying, In such and such a place shall be my camp. Saved himself not more than twice. The king of Syria was sore troubled. His servant said, Elisha telleth what the king is going to do. Fetch him. A great host by night compassed the city and the men of God. And Elisha prayed, horses and chariots of fire around Elijah round about. Smite this people I play with blindness. He led them to Samaria. 21 I circled and 22 I circled. Syria came no more into the land of Israel. A great famine in Samaria. A dove's dung was for 5 pieces of silver. The king was passing by upon the wall, and there cried a woman and said, Help, my lord. He said, If the Lord do not help me, whence shall I? This woman said to me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. She hath hid her son. The king heard and rent his clothes. The messenger said, Behold, this evil is of the Lord. Why should I wait any longer? Elijah said, Fine flour shall be sold for a shekel. Thou shalt see it with thy own eyes, but thou shalt not eat thereof. 4 lepers of the gates said, Why should we sit here until we die? Therefore let us fall unto the Syrians. The camp of Syria, but behold, there was no man there. The Lord had made the host of the Syrians to hear a great noise of great host. They fled. The lepers did eat and drink, have gold and raiment. They said, We do not do well. If we tarry, some mischief will come. Go and tell the king's household. So I circled verse 10 and 12. One of the servants answered the king and said, I pray thee, let us send and see. And lo, all the way was full of garments and vessels, and in their haste they told the king. People trode upon him in the gate, and he died. Behold, thou shalt see it with thine eyes, but shall not eat thereof. A famine for 7 years. A woman sojourned in Philistines, and 7 years' end, the woman returned for her own house. I circled verse 4. Gehazi said, This is the woman and her son. The king restored all the day she left. The king of Syria was sick. Inquire of the Lord, shall I recover? I circled verse 10 and 12, 14. As he died, Hazael reigned in his stead, and Jehoram of Judah reigned, and he did evil. Joram slept, and Ahaziah his son reigned, and he did evil. With Joram war against Syria.